After studying this module, you shall be able to know the concept of learning disability and to able to distinguish between different types of learning disabilities, identify the various causal factors of learning disability, learn about the various methods of treatment available in the field. Academic achievement is highly valued in our society. We often compare the performance of our school children with that of the children in other cultures to estimate whether we are succeeding or failure as a world leader and economic force. On a personal level, because parents often invest a great deal of time and emotional energy into ensuring their children's academic success, it can be extremely upsetting when a child with no obvious intellectual deficits does not achieve as expected. The inadequate development found in learning disability, a term that refers to retardation, disorder, or delayed development, may be manifested in language, speech, mathematical, or moral skills, and it is not due to any reliably demonstrable physical or neurological defect. The term learning disability is not used by Diagnostic Statistical Manual 4. It is used by most mental health professionals to group together three categories of disorders, but that do appear in DSM 4TR: learning disorder, communication disorder, and motor skill disorder. Children who fails to develop to the degree appropriate to his intellectual level in a specific academic, language, or motor skills area, any of these disorder may be applied. More specifically, the criteria require that the person reads at a level significantly below that of a typical person of the same age group, cognitive ability, and educational background. In addition, this disability cannot be caused by a sensory difficulty, such trouble with a sight or hearing, and should not be the result of poor instruction. Similarly, DSM 4TR defines a mathematic disorder as achievement below expected performance in counting objects correctly and quickly and aligning numbers in columns. In each of these disorders, the difficulties are sufficient to interfere with the student's academic achievement and disrupt their daily activities. Prevalence of learning disability. Approximately 10% of children are estimated to have learning problems in India, out of which 4.6 percentage of school-aged students are identified as severely disabled. More boys were found to have learning disability than girls. An older study showed that this disorder is slightly more common in boys, but recent studies indicate that reading disorder at least are far more common in boys than in girls. There is no exact data on the number of children requiring sport in education in India. In India, it has been estimated that about 12.5 million children with disabilities are to be provided education in the school system, out of which 3.6 million are children with learning disabilities in the age group of 5 to 14 years. In India, exclusive efforts are not made to find out the incidence of learning disability, but it has been established that 10 to 12% of our school children are with learning disabilities. These children require help are in an evaluation system predominantly based on written examination, which is a disadvantage to the learning disabled child. Another important issue is identification of learning disabled, as the disability and difficulty overlap with other conditions such as borderline intelligence. Many a times the educator and the administrators are in a fix to decide whom to include, though the most popularly used definition gives a comprehensive description of inclusion and exclusion. There is no single test that can clearly differentiate learning disability from other conditions. It is currently believed that 6 million children in the USA are diagnosed as having a specific learning disability. Difficulty with reading are the most common of the learning disorders and occur in some form in 4 to 10 percentage in general population. Mathematic disorder appear in approximately in 1% of the population, but we have limited information about the prevalence of disorder of written expression among children and adults. Early studies indicate that boys were more likely to have reading disorder than girls, although more contemporary studies indicate that boys and girls may be equally affected by the disorder. Students with learning disability are more likely to drop out from school, are more likely to be unemployed. They are more likely to have suicidal thoughts and attempt suicide. Interviews with adults who have learning disabilities reveal that their school experiences are generally negative and the effects often lasted beyond graduation. A group of disorders loosely identifies as a verbal or communication disorder seems closely related to learning disorders. These disorders can appear deceptively benign, yet their presence early in life can cause wide-ranging problems later. Learning disability in DSM-4TR. Learning disability includes three categories: reading disorder, better known as dyslexia, involves significant difficulty with word recognition, reading comprehension, and typically written spelling as well. Disorder of written expression. It involves an impairment in the ability to write, including spelling error in grammar and punctuation, and very poor handwriting. Mathematic disorder. It involves difficulty in rapidly and accurately recalling arithmetic facts, counting objects correctly and quickly, and aligning numbers in columns. Communication disorders. It includes three categories: expressive language disorder. It involves difficulty in expressing oneself in speech, that includes difficulties in word finding, speaking in phrases only by the age 4, below the age level use of grammar. That occurs in 10 to 15% of children younger than 3 years of age, and is almost 5 times as likely to affect boys as girls. An unfolded psychological explanation is that the children's parents may not speak to them enough. A biological theory is that middle ear infection is a contributory cause. This disorder may be a self-correcting and may not require special intervention. Phenomenological disorder, it includes correct comprehension and sufficient vocabulary use but unclear speech and improper articulation. Blue comes out to be boo and rabbit sounds like wabbit. With speech therapy, complete recovery occurs in almost all the cases and milder cases may recover spontaneously by age 8. Stuttering. It is a disturbance in verbal fluency that is characterized by one or more of the following speech patterns: frequent repetition of sounds, long pauses between words, substituting easy words for those that are difficult to articulate. It occurs twice as often among boys as among girls. It begins most often in children under the age of 3 and 98% of cases occur before the age of 10. Approximately 80% of children who stutter before they enter school will no longer stutter after they have been in school a year or so. Rather than anxiety causing stuttering, stuttering makes people socially anxious. Multiple brain pathology appears to be involved and genetic influences may be a factor. DSM-4TR estimates that up to 80% of people with stuttering recover, most of them without professional interventions, before the age of 16. Parents are concerned about how to talk to their children. Regulated breathing methods is a promising behavioral treatment in which the person is instructed to stop speaking when a stuttering episode occur and then take a long breath before proceeding. Some research shows that altered auditory feedback to people can improve their speech, as can using forms of self-monitoring in which people modify their own speech for words they stutter. Causes of learning disability. Learning disability affects 5 to 10% of school age children. Studies on mathematic disorder are beginning to emerge. Research has advanced slowly in this area. Most research on learning disability concerns dyslexia. Perhaps it is the most prevalent of this group of disorder. It affects 5 to 10% of school children. Although studies on mathematic disorder are beginning to emerge, research has advanced more slowly in this area. Causes of dyslexia. In dyslexia, the individual manifests problems in word recognition and reading comprehension. Often, he or she is markedly deficient in spelling as well. When these people's reading skills are assessed, they routinely omit, add, and distort words, and their reading is typically painful, slow, and halting. Family and twin studies confirm that there is a heritable component to dyslexia. Furthermore, the genes that are associated with dyslexia are the same genes associated with typical reading ability. People with dyslexia face problem in language processing. Evidence from psychological, neurological and neuroimaging studies support this contention. So there is a fairly good consensus among investigators that the core deficits in dyslexia include problem in language processing. Research points to one more problems in language processing that might underlie dyslexia, including perception of speech and analysis of the sounds of spoken language and their relation to printed words, difficulty in recognizing rhyme, problem with rapidly naming familiar objects, and delay in learning. Many of these processes fall under what is called phenomenological awareness, which is believed to critical to the development of reading skills. Using various brain imaging techniques supports the idea that children with dyslexia have a problem in phonological awareness, and these same reasons are involved in dyslexia. Studies using MRI found that children with dyslexia fail to active temporoparietal areas during a phonological processing task. Children with dyslexia show less activation is in the left temporoparietal and occipitotemporal areas while doing a number of reading relevant tasks such as identifying letters, band sounding out words. A treatment showed that after a year of intensive treatment for reading problems, children with dyslexia were better readers and showed greater activation in the left temporoparietal and occipitotemporal areas while completing a reading task compared to a group who received a less intensive treatment. Similar findings using MRI have been found among adults with dyslexia. An MRI study with adults examined three different types of readers. The first group was called persistently poor readers. They had trouble reading in school, later in school, like in 9th or 10th grade. The second group was called accuracy improved. They had trouble reading early in school but not later in school. The third group was called non-impaired readers. They had no trouble with reading either early or late in school. On behavioral reading, PPR group performed more poorly than AI and NI group. On many tests, AI group performed well as NI group, suggesting that they had compensated for early reading problems. But the brain imaging results showed the different story. The NI group activated the traditional areas of the brain linked to reading. Identification of a gene region for dyslexia on chromosome 6 has been reported. It should be noted that MRI studies discussed above were done with children and adults in the United States who spoke English. A study examining Chinese children with dyslexia failed to find a problem with temporoparietal area of the brain reading task. Instead, the left middle areas showed less activation. The investigators speculate that difference between language and Chinese language of many account for the different brain regions involved. Reading require putting together symbols that represent sounds. So, Chinese relies more on visual processing, while English relies more on sound processing. Causes of mathematical disorder. Only one twin study has been conducted on the heritability of mathematic disorder. Finding a heritability estimate of 0.38, there is also evidence of some genetic influences on individual variations in math skills. Math disability that involves poor semantic memory is most likely to be heritable. Studies suggest that any gene associated with mathematic disorder are also associated with mathematical ability. Research suggested that common genetic factors underlie both reading math deficits in children with both disorders. Furthermore, as with reading disorders, the evidence suggests that any gene associated with mathematic disorder are associated with mathematic ability. Treatment of learning disability. Several strategies are used to treat learning disability, both in school program and in private tutoring. Learning disability require educational intervention. Colleges are required by law to provide special services to help such students. They are also required to provide transitional, vocational, and career planning for older adolescents with learning disability. Educational efforts can be broadly categorized into specific skill instructions on vocabulary, finding the main idea and finding facts in learning, and strategy instruction, which includes effort to improve cognitive skills through decision making and critical thinking. Traditional linguistic approaches used in cases of reading and writing difficulties focus on instruction in listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills in a logical, sequential, and multisensory manner, such as letter discrimination, phonetic analysis, and learning letter sound correspondence may need to be taught before explicit instruction in reading is attempted. Phonics instruction involves helping children master the task of converting sounds to words. Finding from the National Reading Panel, a comprehensive review of the research on teaching children to read indicate that phonics instruction is beneficial for children with reading disabilities. People with dyslexia can often succeed in college with the aid of instructional supports such as webcast lectures that can be reviewed, tutors, and untimed tests. Colleges are required by law to provide special services to such students. How do these behavioral and educational approaches help children with reading disabilities? Are they just tricks or adaptation to learning, or do these treatments have a more profound effects on the way these children process information? Exciting research using brain imaging technology is allowing us to answer these important questions. One study used functional magnetic resonance imaging scanning to compare how the children with and without reading disorder process simple tasks. The children with reading disability were then exposed to 8 weeks of intensive training on a computer program that helped them work on their auditory and language processing skills. Not only did the children improve their reading skills, but their brain started functioning in a way similar to the brain of their peers who were good readers. Behavioral interventions can change the way the brain works, that we can use such interventions to help individuals with significant problems. One promising development in treating communication disorder is based on previous findings that children with such disorders have difficulty in discriminating certain sounds. Researchers developed special computer games and audio tapes that slow speech sounds. After intensive training with these modified speech stimuli for a month, children with severe language disorders were able to improve their language skills to the point at which they were functioning as developing children do. Similar training using unmodified speech stimuli resulted in a very little progress. Based on their promising initial findings, these investigators expanded the treatment, now called Fast Forwards, and conducted a large study including 500 children from the United States and Canada. Children received daily training for 6 to 8 weeks, and the results again indicated that the intervention was effective. Children improved in speech, language, and auditory skills. The researcher speculate this training method may even help prevent dyslexia, since many reading disordered children had difficulty understanding language as children. One of the approaches that has gained a considerable research support is called direct instructions. Among the components that make this program are systematic instructions using highly scripted lesson plan, placing students together in small groups based on their progress. In addition, children are constantly assessed and plans are modified based on the progress or lack of progress. Direct instructions and a number of related training programs appear to significantly improve academic skills in children with learning disability. Most children with learning disability have probably experienced a great deal of frustration and failure, eroding their motivation and confidence. Whatever their design, treatment programs should provide opportunities for children to experience feeling of mastery and self-confidence. Rewarding small steps can be useful in increasing the child's motivation, helping the child focus attention on learning tasks, and reducing behavioral problems caused by frustration. Alice has offered a comprehensive intervention model to facilitate learning in learning disability. This integrative approach instructions has generated considerable interest among professionals in the field. Organized according to particular content area, it envisions a variety of teacher directed instruction strategies directed at key aspects of the learning process, orienting, framing, applying, and extending. Although the model appears to not to have the rigorous tested for efficacy, its knowledge based and systematic character is a welcome addition to the analysis of the problem that learning disability children face. However, its application would demand high level of administrative flexibility, teacher skill, teacher motivation, none of which can be granted in the average school environment. We have only limited data on the long-term adults adjustment of people who grow up with the personal, academic and social problems that learning disability generally entails. Two studies of the college students with learning disability suggested that as a group they continue to have problems academic, personal and social into the post-secondary education years. In a community survey of learning disability adults, Khan, Cowan and Roy found that some of 50% of them had personality abnormalities. Cato and Rice in 1982 extracted from the available literature a lengthy list of problems experienced by the typical learning disability adults. These include, in addition to expected difficulty with self-confidence, biological treatment is typically restricted to those individuals who may also have a attention deficit hyperactive disorder, which we have seen involves impulsivity and an ability to sustain attention and can be helped with certain stimulant medication such as Ritalin. Summary: learning disability is a problem of likely neurological origin that affects specific areas of learning and behavior in an otherwise competent person. A learning disability is not a result of emotional disturbance, mental retardation, or hearing, vision, or other sensory impairment such as cerebral palsy. Learning disability can, however, coexist with other handicapping conditions. Unfortunately, it may not be curable but is therefore a lifelong condition. The areas of learning that are affected may include the input, output, storage, retention, retrieval, and processing of information. This means a student can have difficulty in acquiring, remembering, organizing, recalling, or expressing information. The past decade has witnessed a significant improvement in the quality of research on learning disability. Learning disability have no single or primary cause. Rather, they stem from a combination of biological and environmental influences. The probable cause of learning disability most likely lie in the physiology and operation of the brain and neurological system. Brain structure, memory circuits, and the electrochemistry of the brain cells are all involved in the process of learning. Learning depends on the proper operation of defined circuits that transfer the information and ultimately store it in a form accessible for retrieval. Most researchers are looking at interference in the operation of these mechanisms to identify the causes of learning disability. So, there is also evidence that biology plays an important role in causing learning disability. Researchers have known for a long time that some learning problems seem to be inherited. Studies suggest that 25 to 40% of children and adolescents have inherited their learning disability. Some studies have concluded that 1 out of the 3 cases of inherited dyslexia can be linked to a defective chromosome. Scientists suspect that under certain conditions, this defective gene can sometimes cause a specific brain malfunction. In summary, learning disabilities are probably caused from a variety of sources. Inherited tendencies, biological factors, and immature development may all play a part. Environmental factors such as inappropriate schooling, harmful environment may complicate a disability that is already present. The most common treatment for learning disability is a special education. Specially trained educators may perform a diagnostic educational evaluation assessing the child's academic and intellectual potential and the level of academic performance. Once the evaluation is complete, the basic approach is to teach learning skills by building on the child's abilities and strengths while correcting and compensating for learning disabilities and weaknesses. Other professionals such as speech and language therapists also may be involved. Some medications may be effective in treating the child learn by enhancing attention and concentration. Psychological therapies may also be used.